want to accomplish, first of all, for ourselves, our own personal journey, and also, secondly, each and every one of us, we want to contribute to the society, to our country. I come from a very different background. I'm a politician, I'm a full time politician right now. And I guess what I studied, like most people in India, at least back when I was studying, I ended up doing engineering and I did my master's in environmental technology and energy management. And but there is something that I want to talk about, which is, I will tell you what it is at the end. So, guess I did engineering, like I mentioned. Guess how many backlogs I had? 5, 8, 40. I don't know. I had even so many subjects. I'm not that bad, guys. I had 13 backlogs. Yeah, I hear you clapping. And you know why? This was just in the first year of college. Okay. And you know why I shared this? Because there is hope. It's not just toppers, it's not just you need to be, it's about what I want to talk about to each and every one of you is figure out what is it that you are passionate about in life. That's the most important thing. Right from a young age, I was extremely passionate about speaking up. You know, right from when we wake up, we remove our phone and we're on social media. We're on Instagram and we're like seeing what's happening. And we're also seeing all the, all of you are Gen Z. You hear about the Gen Z protests and everything. And I was one of those people who grew up protesting. Any injustice that would happen, I would speak up and I would protest. Starting off with animal rights, women's rights, environmental issues, even LGBT issues. And I kept questioning about all the inequalities that is happening around us in my own city, in my state, in the country, across the globe. Because I very strongly believe that if we don't speak up, we are on the side of the oppressor and not the oppressed. And like I said, I grew up protesting. I see a lot of budding entrepreneurs as well. I also started earning at the age of probably 19 when I was in second year of college. I had my two-wheeler kinetic and I would study and I would have my, of course, bare minimum attendance and I would go to different colleges and schools and I would teach. And of course, participate in different, activities and different NGOs and everything. This is where most of my learning came from than compared to my formal education. And of course, I went on to do my master's and I came back. If you remember the movie Swades, and so that whole song was playing in the background. I want to come back and serve my country. And I was working as an environmental researcher. I was crunching numbers in the middle of Baramati for environmental impact assessments. And then I realized that there are very few young people and there are very few women in politics. How many of you agree? You know, politics and politicians, how many of you can relate to them when you see them today? I'm sure that's very few of us. And I was one among them as well. I was like, we're 50% of women. And where are the women, where are the girls who are representing us, talking about our issues, our problems, our opinions? And, below the age of 35, that's 65% of the population in our country. And the number of people representing us is very less in the assemblies and in the parliament, the MLAs and MPs. And that's why I decided to jump into electoral politics. And I went on to become one of the youngest in the state and the only woman MLA in Bangalore. And thanks. Why I'm sharing this journey is because each and every one of you need to figure out what is it that you are passionate about. What is it that the world and the country, and what is your calling? No one else is going to know, nor your parents, nor your teachers, not your friends, no one else. It's just you. And trust me, when a chemical engineer can become a politician, anything is possible. Anything is possible if you put your mind to it. Even if you have had like 20, 30 backlogs in your bachelor's or master's. And that's the reason why I asked you that. It's about life is happening right now. And you being the masters of your journey, the drivers of your life, of your vehicle, of your life that you are driving every single day. Be it your career, be it your personal life. And you, the young people, the Gen Zs, are the future of the country. And you're going to lead the country as well. We are not the future. You're not the future. You are the present. I think that's the most important thing that you need to realize, that we need to realize. And having said that, I just want to also go back, if it could be shared, about what I shared earlier. So yes, like I shared, I went on to I joined politics. And in the recent past, I was also made the Mahila Congress president for the state in the year and a half. There are 7 crore people in the state of Karnataka. And like you all know, 50% of women. And and it's so important that I firmly believe that irrespective of who it is, I will give you an example. There are 50 students in a class, but about 5 or maybe 10 of them are not very, very, very good. The government of Karnataka, about 3 years ago, spoke about uplifting people. That's the 50% of the population, that's women. I will give you one small example as to how, the butterfly effect really happened, which I have personally seen traveling across the entire state in the past year and a half. You must have heard about the 2,000 rupees that's being given to 1 crore 27 lakh women across the state of Karnataka. Free buses for women. And of course, a few other things like Annabhagya, that's free rice, and Yuvanidhi, that's for students, and free electricity. And what we've also heard is the whole criticism of it, that is, oh, freebies, oh, Revdi culture, and all of that, right? I just want to share a little bit about how just 2,000 rupees is going to impact people, impact the poorest of the poor in the entire state, which I personally feel is our responsibility as citizens, as representatives, as the government as well. I think why I'm talking about this is, no matter what you do, I think all of us want to make a difference in people's lives, in everything that we take on, in all the different hats. Be it even if you're an entrepreneur, even if we are a professor, and anything, or even, of course, a politician. I will give you an example how me sitting in the office, I would have hundreds of women come and meet me every single week saying, I don't have proper medicine. I don't have money. Please give me money. And I would ask, why have you come all the way here? She's like, no, because you're a woman. That's why I thought you would understand. This free bus has actually given access to 19% of women have gotten better jobs in the whole state. They are able to go to hospitals and they are able to buy medicine. And they're able to get tests. They're able to get better nutrition for their families. And it's going from one place to another is just mobility for us. But this has given women agency to travel, to go to work, to go to college, to go to school, to go to hospitals. And the most interesting thing that I'm sure even the people who designed this didn't even think of, it's had a huge impact on mental health. I'll tell you how. All of us, it's so important for us to have that social structure, emotional support as well. It could be, as a woman, it could be our friends, could be our sisters, could be, your relatives, your cousins. So women have actually traveled to temples and various different places, maybe once a month. And this has actually had an amazing impact on their social life and mental health as well. And that's the impact of just one study of one initiative of the government. I will also give you, and of course, economic independence. And I will give you an example of how a few months ago, we celebrated 500 crore free trips that women have taken in the entire state. And that's probably about 700 plus now, or maybe even 1,000 crore in a couple of months. At that event, women from Bijapur, that's the poorest of the poor rural areas, had formed SHG groups, self-help groups. They had become entrepreneurs. North Karnataka, I don't know how many of you have traveled there. They eat jolad roti. Here we eat mostly, rice and ragi and wheat. And over there they eat jolad roti. So they would make this jolad roti and they would travel to towns or cities and sell them probably once a month. And now, because of the free bus, they are able to travel and sell whenever they can. And they're able to utilize that 2,000 rupees, collect it, and also pull that back into their, business as well. Day before yesterday, I saw a woman has actually purchased a fridge. A woman has, when I was in Bidar, a woman stood up and said, she didn't ask her husband, she didn't ask her son. She said, I use this Griha Lakshmi amount to have a heart surgery for myself. I'm able to live with dignity and self-confidence. This is something that I wanted to share. How, when I shared about, if a class of 50, if we just focus on just the toppers or the average ones, it's our duty as elected representatives and our duty as even as entrepreneurs is to also focus on, the weakest ones as well. And this is the kind of impact that it has had, just these 5 guarantees. So having said that, I will also talk about the power of failure. Failure is something that we need to deal with, and that is the biggest blessing. Ganesh Chaturthi came around, and after a few months, I came to one of an events that I was invited to, and I hadn't stepped out. Um, and one girl came running towards me, and she hugged me, and she said, "Where were you? And why haven't you come all these days?" And then her father said, you're her role model. And she wants to become an MLA like you. And that's where it made me wake up and realize that it's not what we want to do in life, it's what life wants us to do as well. And that is something that your biggest strong suit in life is going to be the power of failure, the power of resilience. The faster and the stronger you bounce back from your failures, and is your biggest superpower in life. And that doesn't matter what we're going to do. It could be our own setback in our personal lives. It could be our own career. It could be anything. The minute we identify and the minute we really it's going to take a while sometimes. But once we really do that and then figure out that anything is possible if we make our mind to it. And you are the writers and drivers of your own life, then nothing's going to stop you. And that's the most important thing. Trust me, because it's not the failures, it's not the success, it's the failures that you need to look forward to, which is going to really help you in life. And the most important thing that I, as a citizen of this country, is going to request you is speak up. Speak up, speak up, speak up, and never, ever, ever, ever stop questioning what's happening around us. Because there's so much of injustice, there's so much of misinformation, there's so much of fake news. And we, as citizens of the country, it is our responsibility, because it is you who's going to take the country to becoming a superpower. Thank you so much.